Okay. So now we have our intention, looking for blind spots, looking for blockages, curiosity, super healthy.
Yeah.
It's it's all very doable.
Okay.
And do you have any like like a spiritual experience that I don't know you feel like sharing, or maybe you think it might be relevant and saying who you are? Any dreams?
So I've been having like almost every year ayahuasca ceremony.
Every year?
Almost, yeah, in the last 5 years.
You said that you also took mushrooms recently.
Yeah.
So you do them separately?
Yeah, you have to. It's like 2 different powers. Yeah.
Do you go inside with intention?
Always, but it's always this one. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see. And so with the
you're like the perfect client. Otherwise, I have to set their mind straight and say, okay, don't overthink too much. You're blocking it if you overthink too much.
But this is what ayahuasca teaches you. Let go.
Yeah.
Because if you don't let go, I will show you a bad time. And the moment you let go and you allow it just to take over.
Oh my God, I need to start asking my clients if they had ayahuasca trip. If they had it, I could just save so much effort, like save all those words and teaching them what it's about.
Because the moment it is not easier. The first time it's like, it shows you, because you resist. You resist until she says, bitch, let go. And you're like, okay. And then you just let go and see whatever. And then you die the first time. You die.
You die?
You die.
You die.
You die.
You die. You like, ego death, this kind of...
Also like kind of body death. It's like you melt. You become like blob. And then it starts kind of like giving you slowly insights.
Right.
And then on the first ceremony I had, or the second ceremony I had, but it was the same weekend, I went to a place, I was meditating, I was outside in the nature, I was meditating, and I kind of went up where I supposed to belong somehow.
Wait, not like in the ayahuasca trip you were meditating, but in the ayahuasca trip you saw yourself meditating somewhere and you left that.
I was meditating.
You were meditating.
Yeah. Because it was like a circle. Then I went outside. I sat in the nature.
Okay.
And then I went up.
Okay.
I went up where I saw this beautiful metal purple door. But like huge, no? But the moment I wanted to open the door, somebody tapped on my shoulder, so I came back. And
in reality,
and then they brought me back to the circle, and I was like, oh,
why do you do this to me?
But okay, I understand, because in the ayahuasca ceremony, you have to keep together the energy. You cannot have like people going randomly. The energy belongs together. It's like group healing. So I understand. But this was like
the farthest you went.
Yeah, kind of like it showed me the planet I came from, or the origin. Yes, I would say the origin.
But you didn't open that door.
I couldn't. No.
Okay.
I was called back in an instant.
Okay. But you had the feeling that was your origin, the story.
Yeah. Also talking. Also, it was interesting the way I approached ayahuasca. This woman, I went to a group therapy.
What kind of group therapy?
So I was going to a psychosomatic therapist.
Psychosomatic, yeah.
And he had a group therapy day workshop, and I said, okay, let's try that.
Yeah.
And there I met a woman, and the woman said, you should try ayahuasca. I was like, what? You don't know me? Who are you? And she gave me two contacts. And I tried the first one, which was in Berlin, or just outside Berlin. And this is where it happened. It happened. I didn't do it again with the group because I didn't like the group. But then I went to the second contact she gave me. And wow, that's still the group I go to every year. Because it's absolutely incredible. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Right.
It's also something you don't want to mess around with. And you have to know how to handle what's going on.
No, definitely.
So I keep on going with them because they know what they're doing. And it's like a shaman woman. So I'm attracted to that. So yeah.
Yeah, be able to lead ayahuasca ceremony is something that that takes a lot of self-work, a lot of awareness, a lot of training.
Yeah. And you have to have a lot of respect for yourself and for what you're stepping in. You have to prepare, your body for it. Right. If not, the experience is like, sorry, but you didn't do the work. So yeah, and the last ceremony I had is like, it showed me it could be a party.
It could be
a party.
A party?
Yeah.
Like life could be a party.
No, the ayahuasca experience. It doesn't have to be like suffering and chasing your demons. It's like, no, it could be a blast. And I had a blast.
Okay.
So it was so fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fascinating.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Wow. So is like I wish really everyone who also comes here for spiritual experience could have this mindset. Really, it's the more you give it power, the more you surrender, the more you respect yourself and this experience, the more you get out of it. It's not for me or for a place or for because you paid money. It's really to get most out of this experience. And if they have the mindset that it's a almost like a drug experience or entertainment, they also don't get too much. They're going to experience exactly that. But it's like a waste. It's like you have a rocket and I don't know, you use it to do shopping. So I'm like, you can do so much more with it. It could be so powerful. Go out and explore and go wild. It could be a lot more.
But I also think everybody has to do their own thing.
Maybe that's the first step. Maybe that's how they get into it, get to know themselves. Right? It's almost like your first ayahuasca trip. If you didn't have that comparison, you wouldn't even recognize.
Correct.
Actually, most clients, I feel like 95% clients come to me. No, they're like you. They're like, I feel like we know each other since 10 years.
Okay, that's good. That's
sometimes we talk about everything and I forgot about the session. And it's supposed to be 4 hours, and then we started only after 3 hours because we've been talking about everything. And most time it's like that. Most time I feel really lucky. I said, oh my god, like I get paid by doing this. I love it.
So good.
Most time it's like this. It's good. Because people who are looking, and it's a very niche topic when people are looking into this, they're really far on their journey.
Absolutely.
It's if you have most people if you have just started having a physical symptom of depression, you don't think of doing a past life regression right away.
It's very far from normal medical approach.
It's in the beginning I had to be very. I'm still. I think I'm. I would first see my audience and then slowly come to it. And don't scare people away
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the beginning, I did realize, okay, I could scare people away with this topic.
Yeah, but if they come to you,
I mean, on the regular party.
You don't want to scare people. No,
No.
they're not ready for your message. I know. I also want to tell I tell everyone
Yeah.
that I do these kind of things, but
Yeah.
I see the reaction on their face. It's like, what?
Yeah, but we're already in Berlin. We're probably I feel like Berlin is already the spiritual center
Yes.
of Germany.
Yeah.
Right? All the biggest things, the biggest healing things are happening around
But because
here.
of this darkness. Because it's like yin and yang everywhere.
Yeah, true.
And that's why.
Yeah, it's probably city carry most trauma. Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah. That's why it attracts a lot. Yeah. So there has to be some light here, because if not.
Right. I found a couple of like somatic therapy over here, and I was surprised that the founders are all from Berlin.
Yeah, fascinating. Yeah.
How did the psychosomatic workshop go? The workshop itself.
So I went to this therapist for I think 3-4 sessions privately, and then I went to this one, and at the end of this one I realized I was not doing that bad compared to the other people, so I stopped. Yeah.
You probably had more resources.
Yeah.
Like other than like a regular.
Yeah. No, Sharon, I tried everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm probably like you, that as soon as I hear something related to I could try, I go straight into it.
Yeah. What are the things that you feel like benefited you most?
Therapy?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be therapy. Could be something that they don't call it therapy, but it's so therapeutical to us that it just helps us.
But I think at the end, why I was bypassing, going to therapy was the most hard.
But most hard?
Yeah,
like
was hard.
What do you mean?
So since I started therapy 2.5 years ago, I realized that was these sessions I was having with my psychotherapy therapist were the hardest thing I ever done. Going back to when was the last time you felt like that? When was the time you felt like da-da-da?
But what do you mean hard? Like hard for you to face yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard to be asked from someone else, go there.
But what about the effect? Because it sounds like you're, first you chose to be a therapist, so you kind of look for this experience. Yeah. But second, when you're asked to go there, you still feel a lot of resistance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Would you say your motivation was bigger than your resistance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was probably desperate.
Yeah. Did it pay off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In an amazing way. Yeah. I also chose, or I was sent to this therapist, which I think it's a very subtle therapist, not very loud, not very like big ego, very humble. And he's a man. So yeah, I probably needed also to have that. And he's healing also the part of me that says men don't listen. Men don't contain men. So he's healing also that part of the
like almost his existence alone in your life already heals part of you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, therapy definitely was the hardest. So compared to anything I did so far, it was the hardest, but the best.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
we
crazy.
think, we dance, we do
exactly
yoga retreat, and then we just circling around exactly. Until someone said, sit down, let's look at listen, and like just yesterday, my best friend, she sent me a message. She said, something happened to me, and I really want to apologize to the whole group. And I say there's no time you almost need to apologize to a whole group. Look inside. Would your inner child want you to apologize?
Yes.
And are you apologizing to just smooth the atmosphere to avoid conflict, or
Yes.
are you feeling guilty?
Yeah.
If you're feeling guilty, is it actually necessary?
Yeah.
And she said, I just read your message and I felt that I want to resist and I want to escape from your messages already.
Yeah.
I said, now you know the answer.
Yes, exactly.
It's
fascinating.
It's fascinating. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, what you describe sounds like cognitive behavior therapy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a mix. It's called schema. Mm-hmm. So it's like behavioral and something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. There are also like ways to do it in hypnosis, and it's even more effective.
I went to a hypnotherapist for my eating disorder.
Right.
Because I think therapy alone was not doing enough.
Not deep enough.
No. No. And after I went to this hypnotherapist, it changed.
Wow.
Yeah. It was so powerful. Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I started with behavior therapy, and it was also helpful, and especially for the symptoms.
Yeah.
Especially you have very, very strong symptoms. I think it's something that make a stop loss, and from here on you're not allowed to escalate. From now on it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually think, from observing my clients, the natural path is that you go there first.
Yeah.
Because this basic understanding of body, connection with your feelings need to start from there. Otherwise it's just too much. It's
correct.
Like someone who doesn't admit the symptoms could be related to feelings.
Exactly.
But at the same time don't remember anything from childhood.
Exactly. Yeah.
It has to start from somewhere and make a cognitive change, and it's slowly changing and happening, and you're ready for next step, and then dive in and come out a new person.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Powerful. Yeah, crazy. Crazy powerful.
Well, I'm really happy for you that you found some. Yeah, like it, you must be in the right place and very aligned, so those things and the right people would come to you and happen to you.
Exactly. Strange, but you just need to ask and.
Yeah, strange. I also had a very good experience with behavior therapy. Was not the end, but it was a good beginning. I'm most surprised to hear from my clients that they didn't have good experience. Mostly because they didn't have this energetic match. With the therapist.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's very important.
It seems like that's the most important part.
Yeah.
My experience was also a bit similar with healing me, also in a way that, about my perception of Germans.
Yeah.
Because I thought I need an international therapist. I can just talk, all those things.
Yeah.
How I grew up, all my struggle. Yeah. Telling to someone who has, has only lived in such a rigid, structured country. They would never understand it. There's no way they're gonna understand it.
Yeah. But then
it works.
Yes.
my therapist is. Yeah, it's like German, like academic, professor, everything like check.
Check. Wow.
But it works like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. So psychotherapy was actually the thing that you feel like it was the hardest, but also helped you the most.
The most. Yeah. Yeah. Or it is.
It's like you get set onto the way, and the rest you get to explore yourself.
Yes, exactly. And also it was like rounding up. It's like, okay, you did all this in the last 15 years, great. Now we have to summarize what you did, and we do psychotherapy. And this is how it feels. It's like, it's not like it was not worth it what I did. It was worth it, but now, okay, we need to summarize.
Yeah.
So
do a reflection.
Yeah.
Do a consolidation of information and then move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. It's almost like, when people describe in a session, like after they die, they go to a console. And then,
okay.
A lot of people describe it. A lot of people describe it as a very coherent information, also from all the near-death experience.
Okay.
And so yeah, like if you ask the people who had near-death experience, and many people experience something like like after they die, and then most of the time they have a family member or someone who they trust a lot come to pick them up.
Yeah.
To make them feel comfortable right away,
Yeah.
and then feel like they feel like this is better than I thought.
Yeah.
And then they're informed, you're actually dead, and like, I didn't know.
Didn't realize
they didn't realize it, and then they go somewhere, and very nice. And many people describe something like a console, and they're like a sitting couple of people.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell how many people, so if you experience it, you can check online. See if it's coherent.
Okay.
And then there's clearly no good and bad, right and wrong, no punishment, no heaven and hell. None of them have seen this in near-death experience or in past life regression.
Yeah.
It's always just they play the whole life in front of you, like very quickly. Like it's like almost like in 30 seconds you can experience whole life again. But from the perspective of all the people around you, not just your perspective. You can feel how other people feel. You can think how people think. And so so you have a deeper understanding. If you hurt someone, how does a person feel? I think that's probably how people describe hell if they did a lot of harm. And they just need to go through it and re-experience it and make up their mind how they want to do it next time. So, and in the end, it's still up to them.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like behavior therapy.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating. So, yeah. I also find it fascinating that what people talk about in a session, the information, how coherent the information, how consistent the information is from everyone.
Yeah.
They don't know each other. Some of them, they're not even spiritual.
Yeah.
But they all come to the conclusion that it's all love and light behind all this. I also realize that my clients, if they are solely depend on external resources to cure themselves, it's like this destiny story, like they try so hard to escape from their illnesses, and they would fall into the illnesses, like they're the whole part of the whole fun and also the reward is go into yourself and discover yourself. If they escape that, and life would just throw lessons on their face and again, even if it is fixed, and then the next thing going to appear. Yeah. My mom goes to fortune teller. Oh. My mom goes to fortune teller, but for like really like unnecessary things. I mean, she goes to fortune teller to ask when I'm going to get married. I mean, she could have asked me. And it's clearly about her expectation about my happiness. Exactly. And it's really like a detour of everything. Yeah. Anyway, and apparently it's a very good fortune teller. And the fortune teller said it was October and I was going to get married within this year. My mom didn't believe. But I actually got married that year, 1 month after. and she was really happy about it. And she was
Okay.
telling me the whole time. She's like, "Oh my god, like this fortune teller," and then like and I was thinking, so if you have the urge to go to a fortune teller to tell your future,
Yeah.
you're unhappy about something.
Yeah.
You're
That's right.
and that unhappiness is invitation to look inside and probably fix your anxiety, your expectation, your relationship with your daughter, whatever. And you skip that, and then
just to go to the foot. Yeah.
just pay money and get rid of the anxiety, and then and it's become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Absolutely.
Now you think it works.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna do it again, but every time you're going to run away from what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you're falling into a different destiny. So I actually think there's a karma, there's a causality change in the whole karma net. When we look into when we go to fortune teller, when we look into have a peek into future.
Yeah. Like your tarots. She could have saved money and do tarots. Yeah.
Tarots are complicated. It has to be someone who's centered.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's like it takes a very grounded, very and also spiritual person who also have done shamanic training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did I come to that? It's like talking about talking about destiny again.
Yeah. Therapy. Yeah.